From a basic commuter sedan to a truck that looks like it came from a different decade, Tesla's lineup covers a lot more ground than most people stop to think about. So today we're explaining every current Tesla model from the cheapest to the most expensive, breaking down what you'll roughly pay, what each one is actually built for, and which versions are worth knowing about. So let's start with the most affordable Tesla in the lineup, being the Model 3. Coming in at roughly $40,240 to $53,490, the Model 3 is Tesla's entry point, and the car that opened the brand up to a much wider audience. It's a compact electric sedan, and unlike most EVs at this price level, it still manages to feel sharp, well-built, and genuinely quick off the line. It's the one you buy when you want to make the switch to electric without spending serious money, but you still want something that feels like a real performance car and not just an appliance on wheels. The base Model 3 rear-wheel drive starts with around 272 miles of range and gets to 60 in about 5.8 seconds, which already makes it quicker than most gas cars at this price. From there, Tesla steps you into the long-range AWD with dual motors and closer to 358 miles of range. Then at the top sits the Model 3 Performance, which drops the 0 to 60 time down to 3.1 seconds and adds bigger brakes, track mode, and a noticeably stiffer and more aggressive driving feel. That's where the Model 3 stops feeling like a sensible daily driver and starts feeling like something you'd actually want to push. So the Model 3 family covers a solid range. At the low end, it's the easiest Tesla to justify. At the top end, it's a legitimate performance sedan that costs far less than most of its direct competitors. Going a step up in price is the Model Y, coming in at roughly $44,990 to $57,490. The Model Y is Tesla's compact electric SUV, and at this point it's also the best-selling electric vehicle in the entire world. The whole point of the Model Y is that it takes everything that works about the Model 3 and adds more space, more practicality, and a higher seating position that a lot of everyday buyers simply prefer. If the Model 3 is the logical choice, the Model Y is the even more logical one. The base Model Y rear-wheel drive starts with an estimated 320 miles of range, which is already strong for the class. Then Tesla offers the long-range AWD version, which climbs past 330 miles with dual motors and a quicker 0 to 60 of around 4.8 seconds. At the top, the Model Y Performance brings that number down to 3.5 seconds, adds sport-tuned suspension, and gives the whole car a noticeably more planted and aggressive feel that most people wouldn't expect from something shaped like a family crossover. It still has 5 seats, it still handles school runs and grocery trips, but it does all of that with a lot more energy underneath. So the Model Y is the Tesla that makes the most sense for the most people. At the base it's practical and efficient, and at the top it's a fast family SUV that quietly outperforms most things it shares a road with. Climbing higher in price is the Model S, starting at about $74,990 and stretching to $89,990 for the top version. The Model S is Tesla's full-size electric sedan, and the car that originally convinced people the company was serious. It's longer, heavier, more refined, and it fills a very specific role in the lineup. It's for the buyer who wants a proper luxury electric sedan with a real back seat, a big range number, and an interior that actually feels like it belongs at this price point. The base Model S starts with around 405 miles of EPA-rated range and does 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, which already makes it one of the longest-range production electric cars on sale anywhere. But the real story is what happens at the top. The Model S Plaid sits at $89,990 and makes a combined 1,020 horsepower from 3 electric motors. It gets to 60 in 1.99 seconds, which Tesla has claimed makes it the quickest accelerating production car ever built. That is not a fast sedan. That is a car that happens to have 4 doors and enough range to cross multiple states without stopping. So the Model S starts as a premium daily driver with serious capability and ends as one of the most brutally fast vehicles that money can buy at any price point. Climbing alongside the Model S in price is the Model X, starting at about $79,990 and going up to $99,990 for the Plaid version. The Model X is Tesla's full-size electric SUV and the vehicle that pushed the brand into proper luxury territory for families who actually need more room. It's bigger than the Model Y, it seats up to 7, and it still carries the same core Tesla identity underneath all of that extra size. The base Model X starts with around 335 miles of range and gets to 60 in about 3.8 seconds, which is already fast for something this large. But the version everyone needs to know about is the Model X Plaid. At $99,990, it runs the same 3-motor, 1,020 horsepower setup as the Model S Plaid. At the top, it becomes a physics-defying people carrier that can embarrass almost any sports car off the line. At the top of the current Tesla lineup is the Cybertruck, starting at roughly $79,990 for the AWD version and climbing to $99,990 for the top Cyberbeast trim. The Cybertruck is unlike anything else Tesla makes, and unlike anything else on the road. It's a full-size electric pickup truck, but that description barely covers it. The stainless steel body, the angular shape, the sheer size of it, all of that makes it impossible to ignore and deliberately polarizing. Tesla wasn't trying to build a truck that blended in. They built something that looks like nothing that came before it. The AWD Cybertruck starts with a dual-motor setup and around 340 miles of claimed range and does 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, which is already quicker than most full-size gas trucks on sale. Then comes the Cyberbeast. The Cyberbeast uses 3 motors, the same tri-motor architecture from the Model S and Model X Plaid, and gets to 60 in 2.6 seconds. That is a truck weighing over 6,000 pounds, moving faster than most dedicated sports cars. It also runs an onboard 240-volt power outlet, air suspension that adjusts ride height automatically, and enough towing and payload capacity to function as a real working truck. Overall, Tesla's lineup covers a surprisingly wide range in both price and purpose. It's one of the few brands that can build an entry-level commuter car, a family crossover, a luxury performance sedan, and a stainless steel pickup truck, and still make them all feel like they came from the same place. Thank you for watching, and comment down below which Tesla you'd actually pick. But for now, thank you for watching, and consider subscribing for more videos.